What's up, everybody? What's up? How are we doing? How we doing? Today is Thursday. It's Thursday. We in July. We running up on All-Star break. Padres put up 10 last night. There's something going on in the WNBA where you got to be careful who's defending you. When a certain group of people start defending you, you need to really step back and look at what you're actually doing. The NBA Summer League kicks off today. That's always a joy for me as a huge NBA fan. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a couple other things. We're going to talk about whatever comes up. No more talk about Christian Pulisic. I saw this thing about Christian Pulisic had his people put out that he had a fractured leg or something. I don't care, bro. You sucked before you got hurt. I'm John Brown, and this is the John Browner Podcast. I come here every day, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. every day, all the time. Not always on time. To be a part of the show, all you got to do is head over to the email, the John Browner Podcast at gmail.com, or hop onto YouTube, hop onto Twitter, hop on the Facebook, and drop a comment in the chat pack, man. Shout out to the chat pack. They in early. As always, much love. We are continuing to grow the show. So as always, I ask that you like the show and subscribe to the show and share it. The show is available on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. I don't know what it's doing on LinkedIn. Don't ask me. I don't know. They offered it and I took it. YouTube, Twitch, and X. So it's on a bunch of platforms, in addition to being podcasted as well, which is available on Apple iTunes. So I put the show in plenty of places. In most places, I didn't put it in the Android store because I don't even know anybody who has an Android. I know you guys are out there, but you're like the aliens. Are y'all in the ocean? Like when I see a green thing on my text, I'm like, hey, who is this? This better be business. So shout out. I think the only person who I know that has green text messages is Fat Tony. I think Fat Tony is the only person that I actually text back that has green text messages. So let's get into some of this today. Shout out to Ask Technology. He on the road. He got to get a shot. Let me know. You got to get a shot where, bro? Shout out to the chat pack. He getting an ortho shot in his shoulder. Dude, I got a pinched nerve in my right shoulder. It is crushing me today. So shout out to you for getting that thing taken care of. Shout out to Tito, Wrigley family in the building. Southside Crash Shirt Assembly coming along. We working on a lot. We're putting together a lot of things. What up, Biggie? My camera ain't on? Okay, I'm pretty sure it's on. No, the show is not on Spotify. Yeah. So a little inside baseball. To put the show on these things, you have to have a hosting site. So the hosting site that I use is Podbean. To get the show on these things through Podbean, what up, Prado? You have to put the artwork in a different way in all of them, which is stupid because they all should take the same artwork. And so it's a hassle, it's a pain. And so I just didn't. I looked at it. I could have it available on every platform. I just, to be perfectly honest with you, I think more people podcast it. I think more people watch it via, YouTube when they can sit down. I mean, I could do it. I would do it just to see what happens with the numbers, but that's all. I can put it on Spotify, see if it pop off, but it is what it is. Right now, we just available on Apple iTunes. I'll start working on that after the show. Yeah. So, couple of things we want to get to on the show today. Couple things. First and foremost, shout out to all the people at the Sporting Tribune. The Sporting Tribune tonight. Shout out to my guy Arash Markazi, who's been, globetrotting the world, covering the World Cup. He's been to, I think, almost every game on the West Coast, which has been pretty impressive. If you guys follow him on Twitter, if you're super into soccer, you should follow Arash on Twitter because he be everywhere this game has been on the West Coast, so whether it be Seattle, whether it be San Francisco, whether it be Los Angeles. He's at all these games bouncing back and forth, bouncing back and forth. So it's been pretty crazy to watch. So shout out to him. Let's talk about last night. Let's talk about last night. Nope, that's not what. Let's talk about last night. The Padres put up 10 runs in the game. These 10 runs, I'm going to honestly tell you, they felt fugazi. They didn't. These 10 runs the Padres put up, and again, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer or someone who rains on the parade. I'm glad that they won. I mean, they weren't going to lose every game for the rest of the year. I mean, let's be honest. Michael King did a Michael King outing, 6 innings, gave up a run. I think they had 4 Ks, couple walks. They faced a guy who was 0-2, didn't even have a picture on this guy didn't even have a picture on ESPN. ESPN is the worldwide leader in sports. They couldn't find a picture to put up of Jose Cabrera. Not that Cabrera either. So Buddy got cooked. He got a 7-run ERA on the road. I don't know what you want me to say. I'm glad they were able to beat a guy who they should have beat. 10-2 is a good win, though. 10-2 is a good win. If they roll out a bum, you got to beat them like a bum. But you got a good effort from Tatis out there. 2 hits, RBI, 2 hits off Merrill, which I think we really need to see. I think watching this team, we need to see Merrill be more successful. We need to see more outings like this we got from Merrill, man, because, bro, he's one of the people struggling. Oh, JD, what up? What up, JD? What up, B Tom? Let me see what is So yeah, they watching this last night. I just feel like this team has left so much on the table. They've left so much on the table. We need so much more from Jackson Merrill. We need so much more from Fernando Tatis. No, not necessarily Tatis. I take it back on Tatis. But we need so much more from Manny Machado. You're going to get what you're going to get from Xander Bogaerts. And to be quite honest, Jake the Rake has come back very good. No, so the Ass Island trips for Jake Cronenworth. Jake Cronenworth has been very, very good since he's been back. So I got to kind of he up to 183. When he left, he was down to 140. He up to 183. So I got to kind of give him some leeway because he's been really good since he's came back from the 7th month or 9-month concussion that he suffered. But he's back and he's playing really good baseball. So after tonight's game, they go into the All-Star break. Are you happy with this? Because I'm not. And I don't know anybody who is. I really don't. This team has had so much fanfare around it. The city of San Diego has wrapped their arms and their wallets, to be quite honest with you, around the San Diego Padres. And I was just me personally. I was expecting better. I was absolutely. Oh, wait, somebody said they still got the Blue Jays. They got another team? They got another game? Let me see. Hold on. I thought this was the last one before the All-Star break. Let me see. Hold on. Arizona 9. Oh, yeah, okay. They do. They have another 3 against Toronto after that, so the pain's going to continue. But, okay. Thank you, Tito. Thank you, WVC. I'm not happy with the effort. I'm not happy with the play. I'm not happy with the level of the level of intensity from the team, the group as a club. This really feels like the greatest transition year I've seen in a while. Literally nothing's happening. Wait, Joe, wait, hold on. What happened here? Joe, you got hit? Yeah, right in power at the main intersection. Person who hit me had no idea, kept going. I'm so, what? Okay, we'll talk. Joe Rigby, we'll get to this at the end of the show. All right, I hope you're okay, man. I hope you're okay. And if you look around the league, shout out to the chat pack. Biggie says, so you Padre fans really don't want a rise and cease. No, Dylan Cease. That now I think this was a money situation with Dylan Cease, but a rise was very affordable. Dylan Cease is an all-star. Dylan Cease damn near threw a no-hitter last night. So Graham says 17 games in 17 days going into the All-Star break. We should have had a day off today, back-to-back 4-game series. Thanks, Manfred. Bruh. That's the game, dog. That's the game. That's the game, dog. So but this is why guys were given off days really early in the season, and we were like, "Why are we doing that? We've been playing for a week. Why is guy getting day off? Why is Manny getting a day off and then another day off and another day off?" This is why. Why is Xander getting a day off? Well, why she's getting. These guys were the organization, their health plan saw this coming right before All-Star break and gave guys days off and traditionally to start the season that they normally wouldn't have done that. And because they did that, you would have thought that at this point you'd have gotten better baseball. I mean, they've been good against the Diamondbacks. I don't know what they're going to do against Toronto, but this effort, man, the way that the season has played out, whether it be injuries through the pitching staff or the absolute dreadful hitting, it's literally been one of the most mystifying seasons I could imagine watching as a Padre fan. There are so many high expectations and high hopes for this team, only for them to they stink, man. They stink. And again, the 10-run game yesterday was great. It's good to see that these bats have a life, but it's against who, though? It's against who? Cabrera. It's against who? And this is let me read you some numbers. Let me read you some numbers that should be very interesting. Monday night, 38,000. Tuesday night, 40,000. Wednesday night, 39,000. This is the attendance. So over a 3-game span, the Padres had squeezed 100,000 people in that building. So the support for this team has been unbelievable. The Padre fan base and their wallets, more importantly, their wallets have committed to this team. In the Padres had lost. They had come home from losing 9 straight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 straight, and losing 9 out of 10. They came home to 38,000 against Arizona, followed that by 40,000 against Arizona. This is what the fan base has committed to this team, and for what they've gotten back has been ugly. It's been ugly. This is why my take on the team at this point, just go and have a good time at the park, man. Go and get there late, leave early. Don't burn your ticket. Don't let your ticket sit unused. Head down there. And by the way, I guess this is a Padre fan base appreciation show. But what it costs to get to a game, what it costs to get in the game, and what it costs once you're at the game. And you still had 39,000. You still had 40,000. You still had 38,000 over the 3-game span with the Diamondbacks. You put 100,000 people in there, and the cost again to get to the game, the cost to get in the gate at the game, and the cost to spend what you have to spend once you get in the game. The expectations for this organization were extremely high. And that's with new ownership coming in. That's with people coming out of their pocket to purchase this team. There was a bidding match. People put lots of money on the table to own this team. So you can look at, you know, the pitching being injured. I hear you. But the guys that they have out there is few and far between until recently. They weren't getting blown off the water until recently, until this losing streak where you gave up 12, you gave up 23, you gave up 9, you gave up, what you were giving up. You gave up 8 to Arizona. Outside of that, because that's short. They've played over 90 games. The Padres pitching staff, with what they've had to do with the Walker Buehlers of the world, with the Lucas Giolitos, Michael King, what they've had to put together and what they've had to play with, 1,000% shouldn't have resulted in the record that you got now. You needed runs. You needed these 10-run outings. The nights like yesterday. Those are what you needed with this pitching staff that you have. With the payroll that you've given these guys, there's no reason why you can't put 4 to 8 runs up every game. There's absolutely no reason why you can't do that. And they haven't. And that's the part about this that has been so frustrating. This is not a team of tryhards. This is not a team of guys, because this isn't the Chicago White Sox, who appear to have come out of nowhere, and they're just playing a hot baseball. You got a bunch of proven guys on your roster. You got a bunch of pros on your roster. You got a bunch of vets. You got a bunch of known commodities. You got a bunch of rich guys on your roster. A lot of them. So you got the best closer in baseball. You've been regarded as having one of the best bullpens in baseball, thanks to Ruben Niebla, year after year after year, bruh. So it's been to have put 100,000 people in there in a 3-game series against the Diamondbacks in July. That's impressive in itself, and that's a testament to the fan base and the fans staying committed to this team, regardless of how pathetic the product looks at times on the field. So enjoy it. Enjoy it, man. Treat it like a summer outing. It's going to cost you to go. The cost is already baked in. The cost is sunk in. Go to that park and have fun. Petco Park is the best ballpark in baseball. It's nestled in one of the best cities America has to offer. And so, take advantage, y'all. Take advantage. If you can't make it to the beach, make it to the ballpark, man. But the 10 runs is good. 10 runs are good, but what are you going to do? Well, what are you going to do? Hopefully they can keep it going tonight. Get a nice little 3-game streak going, and roll that over into Toronto when they come into town, and you can get into the All-Star break with your head held high. You got to try to get into an All-Star break with your head held high, man, because the way they were going, their tail was between their legs. So if you can get in an All-Star break with your head held high, look at this wild card standing, and then and try to regroup, right? Or try to regroup, right? Let me go to this. Let me hit these. Let me see the standings, because I know we're behind damn near all the baseball in the wild card. So at least we jumped Arizona. But the Marlins have won. The Marlins have won 5 straight. Yikes! They're 30-17 at home. So what are we looking at? St. Louis, Washington, St. Louis, the Cardinals, the Nationals, the Pirates, and the Padres. So you got to jump 3 teams just to get it. You got to jump 3 teams just to be in position to jump another team for an opportunity at the wild card. So you gotta 100% get to the wild card healthy. Get to the wild card with a couple more wins under your belt. Win this series against the Toronto Blue Jays here in Petco, and there are no all-stars. Mason Miller's the only guy, and I hope they don't play him. Everybody just go rest your bodies. Go reset your minds and come back ready to go. Come back ready to go. Come back with a second half. Come back as a second half team, man. JD says, I am hoping this last stretch puts AJ's head on the right and makes him not a buyer. Please don't. Bruh. I this is this team at best is a seller. But the problem is, what do you have that people can either afford to buy or want to buy? You know what this is? You ever been in one of those antique stores? Or you ever been no, okay, here's a better analogy. Here's a better analogy. You ever go in a rug store? The Padres are a rug store. They got a lot of rugs in there. And the ones that are really nice are super expensive and you cannot afford them. If you go into a rug store, the rugs are really. By the way, I had no idea. Rugs are super expensive. Good rugs are tens of thousands of dollars. Really good rugs are. Affordable rugs are awful, and you don't. You go. I would rather just have the carpet. I would rather just have a floor. Rugs are super expensive. The Padres are a rug store. What they have is really expensive, and you don't really need it because you kind of already have it. Or what they do have available in your price range, it either doesn't look great or it just doesn't fit your house. That's what they are right now. That's literally what the Padres are. They have a lot of stuff that doesn't fit your organization. And what would fit your organization is too expensive to spend. So Mason Miller is the only thing of value on this roster. And if you can't get the ball to him because you're getting blown out, then what are you doing with him? That's one, if you're talking about selling something. Two, if Jake Cronenworth continues to play well, which I hope that he does, then that's your other only tradable chip. Jackson Merrill, despite his struggles, is way too young to trade. Tatis is your best and marquee player, and everyone else you just you got no. If I'm somebody else, the price tag's too expensive, and I already have one of those on my team, being the other guys. Like what I'm going to do with Gavin Sheets if I'm a contender? I already got one of those. That's all, man. I wouldn't break up the bullpen. I wouldn't start trading pieces in the bullpen because that's too hard to find. Or maybe you trust Ruben Niebla to be able to rebuild and rehab anybody you bring in here. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see on the second half of this season. Let's say they get in there. Let's cross the threshold. They're in All-Star break. I don't know what Preller's going to do because I don't know what the temperature in that locker room is. What do they look around and see? In the meetings with the front office, in the meetings with the baseball brass, what are they looking around the room and saying to each other? I mean, yeah, if this guy starts to hit, maybe. If this guy starts to hit, maybe. If we spin this, we get a starting pitcher. You don't. One starting pitcher will not be enough. You need two, probably three, to turn this around. You need two, probably three. So if you're asking me, they're sellers, and if you truly believe in this roster, if you truly 100% believe in this roster, you don't do anything. You let everybody go home, clear their minds, rest their bodies, and then come back ready to go. That's what I think. I think one of those two things happen. I don't think they're gonna be buyers. I don't think they're gonna have an everything must go sale. I really think what you're gonna look up and you're gonna see at the end of the day is that they poked around at some things here and there, didn't like the price or didn't like the player, and thought that, you know what, if we get our guys to play better in the second half, that is the trade. You're gonna hear something along those lines. If we get our guys to play better in the second half, those are the deadline moves that we need. Our deadline moves are we want our guys to play better. That's gonna be it. So, Amazon be having everybody deliver at your house, bro. What's up with the Amazon be having plain clothes people come to your house, bro? This ain't the type of I'm not that type of cat, bro. Don't just be coming up to my house in your regular clothes, fam. Sorry about that disruption on the show, y'all. I just saw around. It's a window right here. It's a window right here, and I heard some noise outside. And I had to reach under the table. Who that creeper through my window? Pow! Nobody now. You got to be deep into hip hop to understand that one. So yeah, man. Yeah, man. It is what it is, y'all. We got we got to get to the All Star break, and guys got to come back healthy. Guys got to come back better. Shout out to the Sporting Tribune where show's being displayed on X. 100%. Follow my guys over at the Sporting Tribune. Arash Markazi is absolutely crushing its coverage of the World Cup. So if you're into the World Cup, follow Arash. He's been everywhere there's been a game on the West Coast. He's got some real good insight. He's got real good videos. He got great images from the stands. He's covered a bunch of stuff that's happened in the parking lot at a lot of these games, whether it be in Seattle, whether it be in San Francisco, whether it be in Los Angeles. He's really been on top of it. So shout out to Arash and getting busy with the Sporting Tribune, dog. Sporting Tribune tonight airs sometime after 8 o'clock, depending on where you're at and depending on what's happening that day. Like Summer League's happening today, so I'm pretty sure the show will be on after 9 o'clock if there even is a show. So shout out. Tito, I don't know. Hey, listen, Tito, I don't know who delivering, bro, but they got these people out here getting out their regular cars and, you know, they got people getting out their regular cars and their regular clothes, putting packages on people's porches, bro. I be getting death threats, bro. I don't play around when folks walk up to my crib. Too many kids live here. True story. True story. What else we got? Okay, so let me get to this story too. Let me get to this story. I know a lot of you guys may not have seen this. So let me. I want to ask the chat a question. I want to ask the chat pack a question. If a certain person started defending you, would you question your choices? Like, can you think about as an individual? Can you think about a type of person if they came defending you? Would you be like, oh, hold on, player, hold on, player? Like, if you ever find yourself in a situation and the KKK is defending you, hey. Mm-mm. 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 I don't want that kind of help. Mm-mm. You might want to rethink what you're doing. When certain people start defending you, you might want to call some attention to the man in the mirror or the woman in the mirror to fix the cause. What the hell am I talking about? Y'all might be asking. So I'm gonna put this up on the screen because I want y'all to read this because I want y'all to see what I'm talking about. So we all have seen the fiasco that's going on with Caitlin Clark. I'm bringing this up because recently, okay, Congress, these are people who you pay to write laws and protect your community. These are people who are supposed to be making life better for you. And I try to never mix sports and politics on this show. But this cannot, this is, the WNBA has to do something. This was a letter sent to the WNBA's head office, their headquarters, Congress, Republican members of Congress. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11 of them to be exact. Led by something named August Puffgler. Said Republicans have consistently led the charge on protecting women's sports. And this letter urges the WNBA to ensure female athletes are adequately protected and that the court remains a professional environment for its players. The letter says making its members are making clear that if the violent targets continue unchecked, the league could face a crackdown from the Department of Justice and the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission for violations of federal civil rights laws. Okay? There are these members of Congress wrote a letter to the WNBA because they think Caitlin Clark is being fouled too hard. When I tell y'all it's a grift, and if she doesn't speak up, this letter from Republican members of Congress on behalf of Caitlin Clark is when Caitlin Clark has to now speak up. What is the Department of Justice going to do about someone being fouled in a basketball game? What is the Department of Justice? Who are they going to? Are they going to start arresting people for fouling Caitlin Clark in a basketball game? I'm so at a. I saw this story and I said I got to talk about this because this is bananas. There is no way that you can't tell me that this thing has now gotten way out of control. The WNBA has to put a stop to this, but I don't think they can. I think only one person can stop this from continuing to go massively off the tracks. Why are 11 Congress members writing and signing a letter as if somehow this letter is going to stop her from getting fouled in a basketball game? What? The grift has now landed in the WNBA. This is the right-wing media, right-wing politics, and right-wing grifters have landed in the WNBA, and they are all on the Caitlin Clark train. And if you can't see this, then you don't want to see it, and you're part of what has now become a frustrating portion of what the hell is happening. What happened to shut up and dribble? How about y'all shut up and legislate? The sentence that got me, my favorite sentence in this entire thing, is members are making clear that if this violent targeting continues unchecked, the league could face a crackdown from the Department of Justice. Crackdown how? Where? On whom? Who you who are you cracking down on? Department of Justice? Who are you cracking down on? Equal Employment Opportunity Commission? Don't y'all got it? Gas is like $8. There's a war in the middle. There's a war again in the Middle East that we're completely knee deep in. People can't afford to take a vacation. People can't afford groceries. Why are you wasting our time and our tax dollars writing a letter to the WNBA because the player's getting fouled? There have been women in the WNBA getting fouled long before Caitlin Clark showed up. This is a Caitlin Clark issue. She can keep putting her head in the sand if she wants. She can keep poorly answering questions about, racism should never be tolerated. She can keep doing that all she wants, man. She really can. But if you're gonna tell me that these bozos who are wasting your tax dollars are now sending letters to the WNBA when people in Indiana can't find jobs, when people in Indiana can't afford to feed their children. Why are you worried enough to write a letter about a woman being, by the way, a person being compensated with a queen's ransom? She makes more money than anyone else in the WNBA. She doesn't need your protection. You know who needs your protection? Your citizens of your state. Indiana's a welfare state. Sometimes you got to shut up and legislate. That's what that's what these Congress members need to do. They need to shut up and legislate. You want people to shut up and dribble. It's time for y'all to shut up and legislate. There's nothing for the WNBA to say. Kathy Engelbert said, "We have been clear in our public comments and in our ongoing dialogue with the league about the priority of player safety." And this is a good question, David. So you're asking me, am I saying Caitlin Clark is in the wrong here? Just so we can clear up the confusion, because I can understand this is a very complicated conversation. Caitlin Clark needs to do more to speak out on behalf of what's happening in her name. When I started this, I said you have to be careful when certain people start defending you. This defense of Caitlin Clark and this letter to the WNBA with the threat of the Justice Department doing some type of action against the WNBA or the players within it if she's fouled too hard. Being fouled is not your fault. How you handle it is. Players who foul you then receiving racist backlash for playing basketball in a competitive manner at a high intense level, the racism that they then receive, and it's unfair to her, but this is the plight that has been created with her greatness. She has to do a better job of saying, hey, keep that away from me. I don't want, rip that letter up. Don't do anything like that in my name. I don't need it. Being silent on these topics only fuels the fire, and it only fuels the speculation that this is a money grab, and she's grabbing a lot of money because of it. And so I guarantee you she's got a team of people that tell her to ignore things like this letter. I can promise you, she's got people around her who are telling her, hey, ignore this letter. I can guarantee you, just like Christian Pulisic has people around him that don't allow him to do interviews with certain people that want him to be doing this instead of this, ignoring this and not speaking up on this. Caitlin Clark, all people of Caitlin Clark's stature, face of the league, because she is the face of her, and Aja Wilson are the face of the league. Caitlin Clark being one of the premier faces of the NBA she has Prada deals. She's got a signature shoe with Nike. So there's a team of people, marketing people, spokespeople who will tell her, hey, don't jump into that. Don't dive into that. There are people who do that. That's how they make money. PR people. This is how they make their money, telling her how to respond and what to respond to and how to do it. So to me, she's got to tell the people who she pays, nah, I'm going to take care of this. You have to be careful. You have to look around about who's defending you on certain topics. And when you get MAGA right wing people, congressmen, wasting tax dollars, telling the WNBA that the Department of Justice is going to somehow come down on them for poor officiating. I mean, come on, bro. This is blame Whitey. I wouldn't, I wouldn't. I'm not saying blame Whitey because all the people involved in this are white. the, uh, the commissioner of the WNBA is a white lady. She's been fouled by white players. Like this isn't, uh, bl- blame Whitey is hilarious. That's pretty funny. David P. Okay, tell me this, Brown. Where do you rank her amongst guards in the league? She's okay. All right. Now I saw this survey that the people said she's the 11th best guard. She's the best. She's the best guard in the league. It's not. I'm not one of those people. Okay, I'm not against her at all. I think I'm against the people who are defending her because they are hurting the growth of the WNBA. She's the best guard in the league. She's injured a little too much for my taste, but I think she's great. I think Olivia Miles is great. I think Chelsea Gray is great. It depends on how you see Paige Beckers. I think not Brianna Stewart. I'm sorry. I'm forgetting this woman's name. I forgot her name. But Sabrina Ionescu, I think she's great. There are a lot of really good guards in the WNBA. But me personally, I think Caitlin Clark, Olivia Miles, um, Alicia Gray. I think it's a lot of good guards, but I think she's better than most of them. It's my opinion. Wait a minute. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's pretty obvious what the issue is. Graham, what you talking about? Who can't say it? I can't. You saying I can't on this show? I can't say what the issue is. I just told y'all what the issue is. It's a grift. She's not speaking up to the people who are using her name as a grift. If somebody used your name as a way to make money in a way that hurt the image of the league, you would have to say something. If Graham was a PGA golfer, okay, and Graham developed a fan base of far right or right wing people who thought any criticism of Graham as a white man on the golfing circuit was somehow an attack on all white golfers. I think we would need a press conference from Graham saying, hey, 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 hold on now. Wait, if PGA Graham, if PGA Graham was out here on the links crushing the tour, just crushing the tour, okay, just doing this thing all over the British Open, the U.S. Open, the Phoenix Open. He just out here, just looking like Tiger Woods out here, okay. And all of a sudden, Graham, the Ku Klux Klan start defending you. whoa, whoa, hey, 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 hey. Like, come on, man. You got to be careful who starts defending you because you look like when you got these people defending you and you don't speak up on behalf of yourself, it make it seem like those people are speaking for you. So you got to draw the line. You got to draw the line, Graham. PGA Graham, you out here winning these tours, bro, but you got the KKK defending your antics on the court. The Caitlin Clark story, dog. So that's all I'm drawing a comparison. I'm creating a scenario in which you then have to say, hey, would you allow these folks to defend you publicly? Would you allow these people to be sending letters to the league on your behalf? No. No, because you don't want certain people defending you. And in this particular case, if I was her, I don't want these people defending me because this is a bad look, bro. I did it to you, Graham. I had to use you as an example, Graham. I had to use you as the example, big dog, because you're the first one who came up. You said I didn't want to say it, Graham. This is what got you in trouble. Just can't say it, Graham. Said I just can't say it, so I said it. Don't do that to me. That's fair. Maybe I did miss your point. Maybe I did miss your point, Graham. Maybe I did. Maybe I did. But come on, man. Caitlin Clark gotta do better, dog. Caitlin Clark gotta do better. All right, last but not least, let's talk about this. So NBA Summer League kicks off today. You got the number one pick going against the number two pick. You got the number three pick going against the number four pick tomorrow. And tonight, and to wrap up tonight's game, you got uh, uh, the Kings against the Clippers. This is the only time during the year this game is going to be interesting. Darius Acuff Jr. against Keaton Wagler. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a good game tonight. If you're into that, it's on ESPN. It's on at 6 and 8. So it's the number one pick in Darren Peterson against AJ DeBonce at 6, and then it's the Sacramento Kings and the Clippers. It's Darius Acuff Jr. against Keaton Wagler at 8. There are games throughout the day, but who cares about those teams? So 4 of the top 8 picks are squaring off tonight in Summer League. No, Tito, they're not playing the Summer League in Oceanside. It's in Vegas, dog. It's out there in Vegas, big fella. You gonna make it? So yeah, I did tonight. Summer League action. Summer League's always interesting. I think with Darren Peterson, if you haven't been checking in, because I know a lot of you guys haven't, but just a little slight refresher. Darren Peterson has been unbelievable. He looks very much as advertised. Darren Peterson looks like Kobe Bryant. For all you Laker fans, and I know this sounds blasphemous, but if you find yourself with an opportunity to watch Summer League and Darren Peterson actually plays, he looks like Kobe Bryant as advertised when he plays. So you might want to check that out. France against Morocco at 1. I heard that there's an issue, Coach. I heard that there's an issue with the refereeing about all the referee being all Argentinian people. I don't know why that's a controversy. You got to get the refs where you can get the refs from. Last thing. So yeah, check out the Summer League game. Big games tonight. A lot happening. I didn't put this in the stories because I didn't necessarily, I didn't know where to how to tag this. But so apparently the fans from Argentina and some of the chants done by the Argentinian team have been called out as being racist. Now, I think I saw this video where there were some Argentinian fans telling I Show Speed this YouTube streamer, calling him a gorilla or a monkey or whatever. That's about the one thing you always have to know. You got to study these. You gotta study these. Oh, VA Argentina. That's hilarious. That's hilarious, Coach. I like that. Other countries have never ever experienced the civil rights movement. So there's not a level of equality that's been afforded to people of color in America. That movement never happened in Argentina. What JD just says, I didn't realize the racist history of Argentina until recently. It's like, yeah, man, it's bad. I don't know how much truth there is to this, but from some of the stuff that I saw, and this is before any of this came up, that a lot of the Nazi party hid in Argentina after the war. I mean, you can go around Argentina, and there's a lot of German footprints. There's a lot of German influence in that part of the world, man. I don't pretend to, again, soccer, I'm very new to soccer. I'm not new to world history. I'm not new to geography. So people being racist towards black people on a global scale is not new to me, you know? The French history towards black people isn't awesome either. Like, so it's great when they can score. You know, France loves black people when his name's Mbappe. But this Argentina story and the way that they've been, viewed through the lens of the world by their behavior being on the scale of this magnitude, this story is not shocking. But it's just a lot of people don't know this because a lot of Americans, or as a whole, we're not big travelers. The majority of Americans don't necessarily go outside the country. We travel within the country. We may hit a beach here, we may hit a beach there. But Argentina, no. Yeah, bro. This this Paraguay ambassador, dog. She ain't coming off what she said either. She ain't coming off what she said 1 inch. So just so you know, man, racism is gross no matter where it is, and no matter who does it. And so it's just wild to see an entire fan base be identified as this. Like, folks were pulling for Argentina. Not anymore. That's right, Graham, USA. Hold on, let me get these comments. Uh I'm trying to find let me see. Paraguayan senator. Okay, there we go. So this is the so obviously we know about the racist row. Those are the people who are, talking crazy. But the Paraguayan senator, I don't y'all know I can't pronounce that name. She just talked about his origin, his upbringing, his appearance, and just full out onslaught. Just a full out onslaught on this man, who, by the way, did nothing to her. The comments were, that brute never even learned to write. Instead of breast milk, he sucked on coconuts. And the most educated creatures have ever listened were chimpanzees. Okay? She called him a colonized Cameroonian. Again, she said that brute never even learned to write. Instead of breast milk, he sucked on coconuts. And the most educated creatures he's ever listened to were chimpanzees. That's a senator. And followed that up by saying, where I'm from, most people believe that. She ain't backing off of it. So, you know, I saw her. Boy, they put so many cameras in front of this woman's face after she said that. Buddy, when she didn't change her tune, oh, listen, this is how I feel about racists. At least I know where you stand. I ain't got to play around with you. I ain't got to play around. That woman's 61 years old. That woman is 61 years old. I ain't got to play around with you. I'm glad she was able to speak that way. Now I know where she stands. And because she's a senator, she's speaking for a lot of people. They elected that woman. That's all, man. I respect when the racists get on their soapbox and they go off. Go off, King. Go off. Now I know who not to talk to. Now I know who not to be around. When they had this Chud the Builder character going around telling people, hey man, you chimping out. Oh, First Amendment. Oh, calling people the N-word. Cool. I just know not to be around you if that ever comes to case. That's how I treat racism. If it's directed at me, that's a different story. But when I see racist people and racist things happen, buddy, I just go ahead and chew. Now I know who to talk to. That's all. That's all, baby. Yeah, hey man, listen. I told y'all we're not talking. Get out of here with that, Graham. We're not talking about no more USA soccer. No, no. We gonna let the soccer legends keep killing him. Pulisic getting slapped around by everybody. Landon Donovan, Carly Lloyd. He deserves it. Coach, you missed it. We went to town on him 2 days in a row. He deserved it, man. All right, y'all. It's been a good show. As y'all could tell, I'm losing my voice, man. I'm losing my voice. So I think I think I'm gonna take tomorrow off. I don't know, I'm gonna not do a show tomorrow. I can barely talk. I'm struggling right now. Yes, whoever this lady is, the Paraguay senator. She on Ass Island. I can't pronounce her name, but she on Ass Island. So yeah, probably no show tomorrow, y'all. I can barely talk. My voice is running. My voice is running on low. I'm screaming at 5 kids. I'm doing these live events, trying to grow the show, trying to chat with y'all, man. Trying to chat with y'all. So unless something crazy happens and I can come do a short one, I might stay away tomorrow. If not, I'll see y'all on Monday. Love y'all. Peace out. Look at me. I hear my voice is. Oh my god. I hope it doesn't sound as bad as it feels like. I'm straining right now. I'll holler at y'all, man. Peace.